And okay, let's go. So we welcome to this group stage game from Magna Carto. We have Kingstone here in the blue as Gujaras against Dark in the green as Aztecs. Kingstone recently played in T90 Titans League and earned himself a lot of fans for an impressive performance. Dark is a young Russian player who I believe has managed to get himself on as a backup for Red Bull Wololo from the qualifiers. I believe we are called Kingstoners, not fans. My apologies, Spudgy. Yes, has earned himself a lot of Kingstoners. So we have stable and range for Kingston. And nothing for Dark. Dark is going to build a market and try and buy his way up as quickly as possible. Going for a second barracks. Okay, we'll get that full walled. Where is Charon 965 with the copy pasta? Hello, Kingstone. I'm a hippo lover and a disciple of doubt. It's good that this is a place where people of all... is faith's the right term here? Are able to come together in harmony. So Dark has sold stone, which is normally what you do to try and go up quicker, but is researching blacksmith techs. Okay, I think there's one tog up there. Ooh, a follower of the dark. I like it, Liam. It's a nice option. Camel will pick off that eagle. I'm in Australia. I have a fear of everything. Everything here is terrifying. So Kingstone going scouts and archers. Dark is playing the game on easy mode and just producing eagles. It's a case of you don't even have to think. Just be Aztecs, make eagles. I'm a fan of this new up-and-coming player called the Viper. He's a youngster, isn't he? So I've been looking through a load of stats the last few days as part of something, and like I still remember the first Red Bull Wololo where Viper lost to Yo, and just how shocked I was at it. Like by that stage, I'd been in the Age of Empires community for 2-3 years. And I was just used to Viper winning everything. And for suddenly him not to just lose, but 4-0, it was just a whitewash. I just sat there absolutely stunned looking at my laptop screen. I remember the rivalry between fans of Hera, MBL or Doubt Viper. Yeah, and then I was looking at the stats for Hidden Cup 4, and again, I tweeted about this at the time because I was just like needed to share it with someone, and my wife would not give a damn. That I've managed to get myself hyped for Hidden Cup 5 that hasn't been announced, and as far as I'm aware, isn't even like on the horizon of being announced. I'm genuinely. I want it now. I'd watch it. I'd stay up all night tonight if it started now. Same feeling as 7-1 Germany Brazil. Yeah, true actually. Won't happen till he's back on Twitch. Maybe. I can see the logic. So we do have like in this game we have Castle Age in for Dark and Eagle Warrior, Armor, Squires. Usual things. Watching tournaments from Australia, yeah. Like for Hidden Cup, I'm doing it. I want to watch all of that. It's my favourite tournament. And I was realising why earlier. Like, it's the jeopardy of the fact that you could be watching the whole thing and your favourite person is already out and you're just supporting someone random and you've got it wrong. Least competitive S tier tournament. Oh, I don't know about that. Maybe. At least Aussies can wake up early in the morning and catch the finals of tourneys. Army station. Do you have to sit upside down to watch stuff in Australia? Yes. It's mandated. It's always funny when there are really obvious players like MBL. Yeah, I think because most of the top players now stream on Twitch and have their very clear style, we've got better at making predictions. Jordan was such a shocker and could not work out who he was. He was, yeah, it was impressive. Okay, so Kingstone has gone for Castle and is producing chakram throws. And desperately trying to wall behind. Forward Siege Workshop's a nice addition. Chakrams in low numbers will struggle against mangonels, so could be a good option. How do the Aussies don't just fall off from Earth? We should all just fall into space. It's because it's flat, Lohab. It's obvious now. So we're up to 3 barracks for Dark, adding in a monastery. And is trying to chase down chakrams with eagles. Don't want to run through a choke point like that. Either that or Earth is flat, Australia doesn't exist, and you all just Argentinian actors. Magnets, absolutely. It makes sense. Is he producing manga now? Because these eagles need to then just loop round slightly, start pushing it that way. Mangonel should pop out any second. Chakrams need to be careful. This is dangerous times for them. And the eagles just suddenly flood back in. Mangonel might die. Will die. But takes out all of the chakram throwers with it. And behind this, Kingstone has been off of gold and hasn't been producing chakrams. Needs to go across and take some gold. Doesn't see this one. Oh no. This is the only gold he can see on his half of the map. Scouts are trying to pick off villagers. That one doesn't have bloodlines, so should die. Mangonels have broken through. Eagles are in. Now the eagles are just going to try and dive in on the woodline. There's a villager stood up. Okay, manages to hit that house. This one hasn't. This villager very close. Oh, Kingstone. Eagles are in on this woodline. Needs to run away with all of them. And oh god, that's a lot of dead vills to these eagles now. Liam calling the GG for him already. And yeah, it is. Just being kept off that gold for so long was so important. It meant that Kingstone couldn't keep producing military. Oof. I mean, Aztecs are just so straightforward in concept. Get barracks, make eagles, keep making eagles. That's it. Okay, game number 2. We have Kingstone as the Dravidians against Dark as the Magyars. Okay, don't often see Magyars picked on Acclivity. Normally, like, Magyars are a great option because they start with forging, so doing early damage is normally pretty easy. Acclivity, everything's fairly close to the TC, and like you can wall in the front of your base quite easily. It's a weird one for me. Kingstone as Dravidians can afford the double range at the start, straight into producing archers from both. Dark runs in, manages to steal a pig. I think was waiting for a shot from the TC to kill it. Scouts being chased by spears. They will keep running away. Just diving in on a few villagers on the way round. Dealing small amounts of damage. Dark space still wide open. Hasn't started walling at all. Has the range at the front there, producing skirmishers, ready to try and deal with these archers. And yeah, like that, as I talked about, Kingstone is full ward. It's always nice as a caster when you make claims that are then followed up on in-game. Far, far, far too often we say things and then the opposite happens. You're just like, yeah, I know stuff, sure. Okay, so Dark continues. Okay, stop producing scouts now. Has 6 scouts. Has seen the walls up there, surely. But only has 3 skirms. He isn't producing any military at the moment. Oh, I thought there was a hole there for a second. There is, in fact, a tree. So those scouts will not make it in. Villagers have headed to the hills in the south, trying to find ibex shortly. Another mill on the right for more ibex. Where did the archers go? Okay, so Kingstone's just headed into his base. Okay. Playing very, very passive. I'm not sure I like this from Kingstone. He's built the market. He will be clicking up now. Dark. A few minutes behind. Just sending 1 villager across. We'll take gold with that. If he runs these villagers back to the mill, should probably have enough. Yeah, just going to wait for the gold, which he has enough now. He drops it off. And there he goes. Now, I'm going to make a ridiculous and bold claim as to what I think players should do here. Dark might be doing it, actually. I think at this point, where you know you're up later than your opponent, bring these home, keep them alive, add another stable, which he's doing, and keep producing scouts. aim to get to Castle Age. You're going to be later than your opponent. Delay with the skirms. Keep the scouts alive and get something like 10 to 15 light cav when you get into Castle Age. You can dive on crossbows. Or alternatively, try and take the fight early. He's lost a lot of HP there. He's lost... JB, give me 3 keywords for a video and I'll get you a perfect title that was definitely not AI generated. What's been happening in this set that we could use, Lohab? I'll be making these for YouTube, certainly. So instead, Dark took a fight outside Kingstone's base. Is not fully walled. Archers push him off of this gold, and he's arriving in Castle Age. No bloodlines, no gold income. Well, starting to get gold income at the back here. Can't afford armor, can't afford knight production. Like, he's getting husbandry at the moment. There's 600 food in the bank. It could so easily have just been producing scouts. Oh, this is nice though. If he can pick off that villager. Denying the siege workshop is big, because I don't think he'd have any answer to armoured elephants, or siege elephants, wherever it is. I don't know, I haven't paid attention. Is that the correct usage of paid? Yes, it can be. I think PAYED or PAID are both perfectly acceptable. See, Dark is getting light cav now, but this could have been 2 minutes ago. The scouts are coming back. Needs the second armor. These vills could be in trouble, because if Kingstone comes in, sees the mill, he does see the mill but chooses not to go in. Probably for the best, I think, because now he'll keep those crossbows alive. And now it is a mass of 17 crossbows coming forward for the gold. These 2 villagers will die. Ballistics is in, so those 2 will definitely die. And now the light cav are going to try and dive. They dive on the spearman first of all. One manages to pull the spear away. The rest are now going to try and take a good engagement. Reinforcements come in from the other side. It's a knight this time. And they have to run away. Okay, so the remaining knight and light cav are going to go try for counterattack. There is a third stable at the back here for Dark. He's adding in a siege workshop as well. Gold income still super limited. Probably needs a TC on one of these golds somewhere. Crossbows are just going to try and micro. Dark runs up the hill and is probably going to delete the... just sits there with the crossbows, and that's just so awkward. It's now a 6 villager lead for Kingstone. Kingstone 19 versus 20 versus 5 military. Watch this ingenious knight push an archer and then demolish the wall he just pushed through. That sounds rubbish. I'm not using that as a title. Ooh, crossbows moving north. There are villagers here carrying 68 food. Crossbows versus knights. The knight will win. Does just about manage to win. Now, this is what Dark needs a TC. Why knight and archer skills are important for demolition. Going for a mill instead. I really do think a TC would have been important here. Protects the villagers, gives him gold income. Damn, these are stupid. I feel sorry for content creators actually using them. rightly, Lohab. Knight's trying to break the wall at the back of Kingstone's base. It is open. Full HP, Knight does get converted, and the second one comes in. Ooh, both get converted just in time. And now Dark has to run away. He loses any fight there. Crossbows and pike looping around the back of his base. Aren't many villagers around there. And a Scorpion edition will actually struggle here because there's a couple of knights. Knights breaking wall, the epic battle you will never leave. Surely I need to do a knights versus pikemen. The epic battle you will never believe. And yeah, the knights dive in and snipe the Scorpions. Taking a fight here, they do get cleaned up. Mangonel out for Dark. This army has to run away. Monk pops out next to Light Cav. Not ideal. Scorpion versus Pikeman. Pikes will close the gap now. Light Cav diving out will die as well. Not ideal. Not ideal fight to take. Got some good raids here for Dark. He is a long way behind on the Vil camp. So, needs to try and get back into it somehow. Much lower military numbers, but higher... Well, no, actually lower military value. I thought the Knights would have done enough to kind of overcompensate, sort of thing. AoE 2, Knights beating Pikemen, the ultimate guide to victory. For the record, I'm not really going to touch that drama with anything. These are awkward engagements for Dark to try and take, because if the Knights get this close... Did you not know about there being drama, Lohab? Normally you're drama central, surely. Just search on YouTube for like Knights and Pikemen or something like that. Knights counter Pikemen. Okay, army does finally get cleaned up. Dark's just really struggling to produce, and with the number of pikemen here, it's awkward. Dark's having to go into triple range, but he's not producing from the first one. I'm too busy trying to pass my classes, so... Fair enough, Lohab. That should be the priority. Raiding, dies on... I think Nilly took the video down. He did. I believe it was a case of Nilly's editor, the YouTube editor, uploading a video, and Nilly didn't like it, understandably, so took it down. One from Doubt. No, Hera and Nilly. Nilly's has been removed, so it would just be Hera's. Anyway, I think it was an attempt at humour that went the wrong way. And I think Hera had a valid point, but I think counter was the wrong word. If he'd said beat, if he'd have said win, I think no one would have argued. I think because he used the word counter, it just, yeah. It's all kind of innocent, no malice intended kind of thing. Yeah, I know Doubt has one. His is completely tongue-in-cheek. Just everyone doing it for content. Oh. Probably. But yeah, that'd be a response to drama. No, it's not. It's just a game involving knights and pikemen, I believe. And Doubt's called it that to take the piss, because that's what Doubt does. But yeah, as I said, if Hera had just said that it was a better option, or that pikes aren't a decent option versus knights, or knights beat pikemen, or knights are better than pikemen, or what, you know, whatever it was, other than the word counter, then it wouldn't have. None of this would have started. It just wouldn't have been disagreed with or argued in any way, shape, or form. The Home Dragon Star thing was a bit more ill-tempered. It was. Okay, so it is Light Cav Archer combo for Dark. Kingston with Pike Crossbow. I favour Pike Crossbow, to be honest. I think just the numbers of Cav Archers aren't there to really be effective. Pike's slightly out of position, the Light Cav run away before they come back. Light Cav raiding. Okay, that could be an option. Light Cav raids, defend with siege. Ill-tempered, maybe underselling it. Potentially. This is nice. Dark going for some stables on the side. Start that raiding. We need more drama in AoE 2. It generates views. JB wants to start drama between us. No. I don't want to be involved in drama. Light Cav raids are doing a good job here. Should get another villager. No, manages to jump into TC. On the left, castle is coming up. And Kingston's going to come forward and drop a castle in the centre. Magna Light Cav raid. Yeah. I like it. Like have a catching some of the vills come across the centre. There's too many vills here. This definitely goes up, right? The vills and army combo. Light Cav running in. Although if we can clear the pikes. Kingston's castle is crazy, I agree. The Light Cav are doing a good job of just kind of taking the focus away. But I think there's enough villagers that this just goes up. Grab that guy a wheelbarrow. Yeah, Dark's given up on it. He knows that goes up. Where are the armoured elephants? Okay, armoured elephants in the forward siege workshop. He does have 3 siege workshops now. On the right hand side, a couple of stables not producing. Oh, they are producing now. Where do they go? This is why we all love him. I quite like Dark as well. This is fun use of light cav. Although not that one. That one didn't do anything fun. That's a completely unnecessary castle for Kingston. Yeah, good. He deletes that. Rightly. And they're both trying to build a castle here. Kingston gets his down first. Sucked having to choose between running and Ganji yesterday. What do you mean? Need some context there, Paradox. Okay, Armoured Elephant is out, and yeah, it's going to be really tricky for up to Valhalla qualifiers. Quarterfinals. Okay. Is that a good castle? What does it deny that this first one doesn't? I don't like that castle, it just does nothing. And the villagers are going to get picked off by pikemen. The raids are nice. I don't know, does he know about the woodlines? Okay, he does know about the woodlines. This is a good spot to hit. But food eco is just so badly damaged by this castle that he can't keep it up. Yeah, that castle looks like it was deleted. This is a messy, messy game. Dark's eco is just in such a shambles at the moment. He's got loads of space that he could expand for farming eco. Okay, so castle in the centre, pushing. We'll take out most of the production between the castle and the armoured elephant. Armoured elephant? Yeah. Another castle there. Again, it's not needed. Find somewhere else to put it. That is a better castle. Try and take out these stables, which will have been the only thing keeping Dark in the game so far, I think. In reality, I think Dark should realise that he's out of it soon. I think Kingston could probably stop producing villagers soon and just try to either get to Imp or produce armoured elephants and push this castle back. Although Magyar Hussar would deal with armoured elephants. This is an ambitious castle from Dark. Quick summon getting annoying text-to-speech to Nilly, so JB can figure out what's causing it. I mean, you're always welcome to do an annoying text-to-speech to me, so that we can test mine. Make sure mine's all working properly, right? Elephant is the same speed as a mangonel. But then it stopped moving and we'll die. Why didn't that work? Paradox tried to use a sound and it didn't work. I don't understand OBS. Yeah, maybe I need to update it or something. I know I did skip the last one. It bugged out when I was trying to do it, so I gave up. Maybe that's the problem. Anyway. 72 villagers versus 149 still producing on 149 villagers for Kingston. 9 military on the map for Dark. Kingston 29 military, and is getting guard tower. Vils will try and rush that up. It should go up. There we go. Overbooming feels like the one way of throwing for Kingston. I still think that, providing like the eco management has been good, it won't be a problem. This is glorious. Kingston could literally fight that back 3-1, 4-1. Kingston loves booming. This, he doesn't have enough army to finish Dark off. Yeah, it's true. Like, he should still be able to do it with castles. Just get sappers and batter it down. Or just go and take Dark's eco. Push him with guard towers rather than military. Fine. Yeah, he is going to click imp. There we go. Dark doing the only thing he can. Building castles. Flexing with the towers. Yeah, I think so. I think using towers as military is iffy. And he's even going to go into elite skirm. Like, go Arb. Like, what are you gaining when your opponent's eco is this? By going elite skirm. Like, go Arb. Finish him off. Arb bombard cannon. Like, Dark just won't have an answer to it. Towers and skirms are iffy. You're welcome to clip it and send it to him, that's fine. So, a minute away from Imperial Age. Trebs over here. Gold access is becoming... He's got loads. Like, just needs to actually put villagers on it rather than having 85 on wood. The most good go plan there is. Like, he's got loads of gold back here that he could take. He's just, as I said, 85 on wood. And he's going to build barracks in the centre. Dark is not calling the GG because Kingston's done nothing to make him. Dark's just in absolute shambles, and he thinks that Kingston is as well. Kingston's got so few on food because he's just being pressed by these castles. He's at least producing trebs, but one in the front and one on the left here. So he'll be able to push this castle back and regain access to these farms. Kingston using villagers to batter down the rams. And it's going to try and keep producing towers. Magna Carto takes that 19 damage per hit. Sorry, elephants. Armored elephants take 19 damage per hit from Magna Carto. Kingston is literally trying to win this with towers, whilst having one stone miner. This is just... It's In some ways, it's slightly infuriating to watch. Dark has run out of stone though. He can't keep repairing that castle, and the GG does get caught. Oh, that was slightly painful towards the end there. Arbs would have just ended it. Yeah, that chain of castles down the centre did hamper Kingstone's eco a little bit, but he could have done more than just send everything to wood. Yeah, there's resources around the side that he could have seen. But anyway, he did get the win. So it is 1-1 with a decider left to come. 16k res more. Kingstone lost 120 villagers that game. Dark lost 97. Mental. Okay. Final game decider here. We have Kingstone as Byzantines against Dark as Khmer. So we're on Frigid Lake. Players are both the same kind of half of the map. That changes the dynamics of this a lot. Normally you spawn opposite each other across this lake, so you normally have to run over this central pond, which means that water control can have a big bearing on kind of movement across the map. But with them spawning opposite each other, that just changes. I like this from Kingstone. Just drop a house over that side, and then this villager will come more to the side. Full walls. Probably a pretty nice decision. I think he's investing a lot into getting these walls up, and then can just play defensively. He's going to try and build a dock as well. You're going to Heidelberg, aren't you, Paradox? Are you still going, Paradox? I thought you were... Yeah, I thought things were still a bit up in the air. This villager will manage to get that dock up. Yeah. Rushes it down. No ballistics yet for... Oh no, ballistics... That's not... Yeah, ballistics. Fletching. That is the words. Honestly, I do know what I'm talking about sometimes. Yeah, fletching is in for Dark, but it's just 2 archers, so the villager was able to get the job done. Gonna add fishing ships. I think I'd like to see galleys more than anything at this point. Although he won't know that his opponent hasn't docked. Yeah, hasn't moved out at all. The most passive of plays. That is the furthest point from his TC that he's scouted. So yeah, it's 1 fishing ship followed by 5 galleys. We'll discover there's nothing there. And then probably add more fishing ships, because he can just go and sit in the centre if he needs to. Kingstone just trying to use small numbers of archers to push this back without investing too much into fuel edge, and yet doesn't really have a lot in the way of res. Dark is building a second range, is going for... just completes a market. He's going to sell his stone and try and rush up, expecting that Kingstone's going to be further ahead, and he's not. That's a weird scenario. Armies here, we've got 5 archers for both players, with the scouts behind as well. Scouts behind, scouts in front as well. Both players just trying to micro their archers. Kingstone trying to push Dark away from the walls. Dark trying to push the villagers away from building the walls. I think Kingstone's abandoned his FC attempt. But Dark's going to be up. It's the wood count has just been off. If that had been another 7 farms, 8 farms, might be okay to go up fairly soon. But instead, Dark's on the way up, and Kingstone's going to be a minute and a half behind. Right, I've overcome my broomerish approach to Twitch and figured out how to make clips now. The Cartel Elite Scam Shade is in GG's Discord. Will doubtless be 100-page thread on AOE Zone by the end of the week. Is that the new drama you're after? Matchup where Scorp should be pretty good. Yeah? I mean, in reality, is Scorp ever pretty good? I just shouldn't get to there. It's too open. Like, it dies too easily to Bombard Cannon or Onager. Yeah, Kingstone is over a minute and a half behind. Just because he walled and had to then invest in defending behind it. I would still say eco management is slightly off there. There's a lot of wood floating that he doesn't need to be floating. Unless that is to be invested into 2 TCs plus a university. Okay, so crossbow bodkin coming in for Dark. Dark is forward with his military. Would expect a siege workshop soon. Kingstone is going for a stable behind this. Dark will have 2 stables and 2 ranges, so can kind of mix and match or go whichever way he chooses here. He's got the wood, so can add another university. Try and get ballistics if he wants to go the ranged options. It's just a really, really weird approach from Kingstone, in my opinion. And yeah, Kingstone continuing to keep this out, but like, what? He's got nearly 1,000 wood floating. Drop some farms, drop a TC, drop some farms. He is going to continue to try and control the water. He's got 3 fire galleys. I don't like it. There's the second TC. This is the response I want to see from Dark, though. He's coming forward now with a siege workshop. And I think... obviously, I know this because I can see the whole map, but a couple of rams would break through that. He'd probably just go for a mangonel. Plus the knights should break through that. And the knights are in. Villager can't hit the house. One of the knights separates off and will kill the villager. The knights try to pull out. One gets caught by the camels. No, it doesn't kill it. Here you go, Sapient Fez. Here's your scorpions. stable, a range, and a siege workshop for Kingston. Still floating 750 wood. Drop some farms, my man. Has the fire galleys here taking water control? That's a score. Okay, so there will be a third TC for Kingston, protecting the gold to the north. Kingston house pretty bad at the moment, actually. Okay, does just regain some pop space, but if these two houses go down, which that one will, it does, he's going to be housed again. There you go. And this one should go down. Just kill it. It's 36 HP. Kill it. And this dark isn't developing his eco as well as I kind of expected at this point. He's been on stone, so collecting only 4 vills on stone. Is that for a TC? I think I'd like TCs. Kingston, Dark manages to convert a fire galley. A fire galley would go out and take out the fishing ships. Okay, there we will see the second TC for Dark. No, I don't see the gold up there. It's just a very, very weird game. For all, like, Dark is camped outside Kingston's walls, it still feels very passive from both. Like, they're not trying to kill each other off. But they're also not super boomy either. Yeah, it's weird. I just don't know what I'm expecting to see or what I'm waiting for. Dark is going for barracks, going into pikemen. Is that just to deal with the camels? Because they're completely unupgraded camels. Dark now getting Sanctity. And he does have monks forward. He's going to get Redemption, isn't he? I like monks with Sanctity more than I like... sorry, Redemption monks with Sanctity more than I like Pikeman Switch. He just must not know that they're unupgraded. He should know he's against Byzantines, so they can't get bloodlines. Finally we're seeing an engagement, and it could honestly be this one engagement that just decides the game. Yes, okay. So Dark is going to run in with this army. Could just take out this TC in the centre because there's nothing inside it. Instead, by coming to the one to the north, it's given Kingston time to get villas there. Surely there must be... Okay, here they come. Villagers are coming forward for Dark, and he's going to build a TC castle there. I think, yeah, that is the best option. Trying to decide if he could put one here. I think he could, based on military numbers, but not necessarily on space. Ooh, nice attack round. And the crossbows ran into the TC as well, so some died on the other side at the same time. Light Cav just lurking on the left hand side, sees the villagers trying to build this TC. Hey Dave. And now it's going to be Rams to support the push. Oh, those Darks. Okay, that's fine. But Darks on 18 farms. They're both... It feels like they're both playing a low eco game. And they're like 94 and 104 vils. Neither of them can afford tech switches because they haven't got much food. Dark's gone for the stables on the left and can barely keep producing from them. This castle I like. I regularly find myself playing a low eco game with 140 vils and it's the worst feeling. Can't tell who's winning. I think Dark is. Dark's been under no pressure the entire game, basically. Like, what's Kingstone's like now? That's Kingston scouting. He only sees this because of these ships taking water control. I think if Dark Space was in the north, then Kingstone's approach is okay, because everything has to go through or around closely the pond, and it takes a lot of focus and APM to have to garrison off to one side and then gather off to one side and then come across to the opponent's base. But because they're both on the same side of the map, everything just goes straight anyway. Like, a straight line from this stable. Oh. Okay, you can get to that wood line in a straight line. Which just means that, yeah, he can gather everything down this side somewhere. And it means he's not having to deal with anything relating to that pond. A third castle over here kind of really limits Kingstone's expansion potential any further. He should die to this, surely. If there were more rams for Dark, or more military of some sort. Everything at the back here is just not being pressured. Hey Turf! How are you doing, mate? I did see you pop back up on Discords earlier. Yesterday, last night? I don't know, time's confusing. I survived a year with only phone data. Good effort, mate. Oh, mate, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Yeah. We do have the GG, and yeah, Dark does take the final game to win 2-1. Yeah, really, really weird last two games there. Yeah, can't really sum up what happened there. Kingston was going very, very defensive, and yeah, just I don't understand it. It never felt like he had resources to do anything with. His worker efficiency was below 50% for the last minute, and is that I don't understand what that number is at the bottom. Anyway, like it it felt like he couldn't do anything with his resources and just got stuck inside his walls the whole time. Dark late to expand eco. The farms only came up very very late. Um, but yeah, did enough. The castle's serving instead of military by the looks of it. Really really even KD regardless. I'm still just perplexed by that. I think the last time I felt this perplexed by a game was in KOTD 4 qualifiers, where someone just went uh, full wars, fast feudal to add like a spear, and then did nothing with it. Yeah, weird.